about to publish 4 books in 1 month. 3 of them are all due on the same day. I'm going to try really hard to get 1 or 2 of them done before the deadline so that they don't all literally come out on the same day. And you might be wondering, Kate, how does this happen? How does something like this happen? How do you accidentally publish 3 books in 1 day, 4 in the same month? And that is called procrastination, my friends. So the basis of it is Amazon lets you schedule books out a year in advance now, and I keep doing this even though I shouldn't, but I scheduled out 4 books with a year in advance, and 3 of those I scheduled on the same day, and then the 4th one I scheduled a separate day right after book 1 in that series came out because I wanted it to be available for pre-order. So that's how it happened, and I had a really genius plan. I was gonna just get them all done and move their pre-order dates up sooner. I was gonna get them done by like June, September, December, and then only have 1 come out in February. And that didn't happen. So, just to explain like what books they are and all of that. If you don't know me, I'm Kate. I've been publishing since 2019. I've been publishing successfully since 2020, and I've been teaching other authors how to market their books successfully since 2023. All of that while still publishing my books and still making money from my books. Ignore the fact that February is incredibly low. Rates went down, everything went down, and I really have been just like taking a break from everything, including marketing my own books, which is never a good idea. Market your books, people. Here's the thing. One of the books that I need to get done is the 3rd book in my Cane Billionaire series. It's my top selling series right now because, let's be real, Billionaire Marriage of Convenience sells really well. It's super easy to sell. It's super easy to market. So that one has to get done. And you might be thinking, wait, don't they all have to get done? Yes, but that one has to get done the most because I have already delayed other books in the series. I've delayed this one, and I even had to republish book 2 because it just was on such a tight deadline that I didn't get it edited to my liking, and when it was published, people really hated it. There were just a lot of flaws with the book and the whole editing process and the plot and lack thereof in some places. So I had to literally like delete and republish that one in December. So that took away from being able to write book 3 or book 2 in another series or book 1 in another series because I'm a silly goose and thought that I could finish book 1 in the new series. And I honestly thought that the Cane Billionaire series would be done by now, but I did not get a lot of writing done in 2025, and I got even less editing done because yes, I did write in 2025, and I do have a finished first draft of A Fair Arrangement, which is book 3. It's literally in this Trapper Keeper. Like, I printed it out, and that's how I edit my books. I print them out, and then I take notes and write stuff and try to fix it. And this one's a really, really rough draft because I wrote it over the course of months instead of like doing it in, over the course of a week with just a few sittings. So there's a lot wrong with it. And it's gonna take me a lot more effort to edit, and there's whole arcs that I need to rewrite. So I've just been putting that off. And I tend to do that if editing is going to be a struggle. Another book is book 3 in this series, which is my like monster romance series that I'm really into. And like today I was pulling marketing pulls for this book again, because you can never have too many good marketing pulls, and reread it and was like, oh my God, I love this book. It's my favorite book in the entire world. And book 3 is not done yet. And book 1 came out in 2023. It came out in 2023 with a different cover originally. It debuted at the original Reader's Take Denver, which is not nearly as much of a show as the second one that I made a whole video about and went viral, and that's probably why a lot of you are following me because of that video. But book 3 is still not out and done. Book 2 came out in 2024, and book 3 should have come out in 2024, but it didn't because I just got stuck halfway through it and haven't finished it. There was just something missing, and I didn't figure out what that was until halfway through 2025. So the book is still, not quite done. It's pretty much written, but it still needs editing. And I've had to go through it a bunch of extra times to just make sure I get back into the character's head and get back into where I need to be for that. So that's the second book I need to get done, is book 3 in that series. And the reason that these book 3s are so important over starting a new series is because I have noticed I've been publishing for a while now. I've been publishing for 7 years, holy shit. And I've noticed that having 3 books in the series helps it significantly. It helps the sales so much. Even with my first successful series, Drakus Clan, book 1 made me like $600 in the first few days. When book 2 came out that month, I made like $1,200 or $1,500 or something, but that series really took off once book 3 came out, and the first full month that book 3 came out, that series made $5,000. And that was compared to before when it was making, $1,000-ish a month. So book 3 quite literally more than tripled its sales. So I'm working to get these third books out for sure, because I, one, don't want to lose my pre-order privileges on Amazon. Basically, if you push it back more than once, you'll lose your privileges, or if you cancel a release, you lose your pre-order privileges. It's a whole thing, and it really sucks, but I really don't want to lose those privileges. I've lost them before. It's a pain in the ass to get them back if you even can. So that's why I'm like really working to get all the books out. The next one coming out it's actually the final one that's supposed to come out. It's the last one on the schedule for, I want to say March 23rd or something, is Like the Rain, which is book 2 in my Billionaire Cowboy series, which is based off of the sport of reining, which I do. Like, I have a reining horse. Her name is Fancy, and I love her very much, and I am like really bad at riding her, but my trainer shows and competes on her and even won some money on her last year. Not an amount to write home about, but my horse has won money, which is exciting. Just ignore the fact that the amount she won did not cover her being at the show. But I decided to write a cowboy series about the sport that I actually do, and this was inspired by an author who posted and asked a question about horseback riding on Facebook. One of my author friends posted, and I messaged her and was like, can I answer your question in extreme detail? And I gave her a lot of ideas that basically like made the cowboys how they were in the book, which was really exciting. It was an MMF book. I don't know if there were swords crossing, because I was like putting out all of this info about, the sport and about riding and about horses. I was like, dang, I should really actually write a cowboy romance book. And then I wrote book 1 and was like, oh no, I have to rewrite half of this book because there is so much more information about horses and the sport than there is actual romance that it makes it not believable that these two characters fell in love and are together. So I had to rewrite big chunks of the book to have it even make sense that the two characters fell in love, because I got way too into the sport and I got way too into like the horse aspects of it. But yeah, so now I'm working on not having that problem in book 2, which book 2 has a draft. It's a really, really rough draft. It's 45,000 words. The finished book is probably going to be 100 to 110,000 words, because that's what my books have been coming out as. For the most part lately, that's how long my books have been. So it's going to be quite a bit bigger than it is right now. That's how rough that draft is. And by the way, quick 5-second thing, if you want to learn to publish and not just publish but market your books, make sure to check out the link in the description. If you buy all of my courses at once, it is 45% off, because that will help you not just publish your books but also actually sell them so that you're making money from them. So what is my actual plan for publishing 4 books in 1 month? The first is thankfully being aware of the fact that most of them are written. The only one that's not written does have an outline, so if I need to just like sit my ass down and bust it out and write it, I can, and I'm going to. That is the plan. My plan is to basically work on that one last, because I'm currently in the mindset, I tried really hard to get Like the Rain done before the deadline in February, but I had 3 days left on the deadline and like 80,000 words of hardcore editing to go, so I was like, nope, I'm just going to delay it. So that's the one I'm going to actually finish first, get it up, get it ready so it's out of the way. And then I'm going to probably work on Learn to Hate You, which is that monster romance. And that's just because that is like my favorite one that I'm working on. It's my favorite series. It's not by any means my highest earner, but it is my favorite series I've ever written, my favorite characters, my favorite world. So it's one that I'm really passionate and excited about, and hopefully that means I will finish it faster. Book 1 I wrote in like 3 or 4 days or something ridiculous, because I loved it so much. And book 3, the one I'm working on right now, I got stuck for a really long time because there was just something off about it. There was something missing, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I think it's that the guy in it was not really a monster. I was like, they're just, paranormal rock stars in some way. And he was paranormal, but he wasn't monstery. And I got bored and was like, I don't really care about this because he's not monstery. And now I have fixed that. If you've seen the new cover for it, you'll understand. I did fix that. So that one should be pretty easy for me to finish. And then the next one that I'm going to get done is A Fair Arrangement. I've been kind of putting it off because I wrote it over the course of way too long, 6 months or something like that. And so there's a ton of editing that needs to get done, because usually if I sit and write a book over the course of a week, I know every intricate detail of that book. As I'm writing it, I'm fully aware of everything within that book. This one, I just kind of wrote when I felt like it and when I had the time, which was not a good plan. And so I have a lot of work to do on it. So even though it's one of those first ones due, I'm just gonna kind of give it some breathing room for a minute, get the two I'm wanting to get done, and then go to that one. And then, assuming I have time, I'm going to just bust out and finish the first book in that other series, because that one I had planned on the rest of the Cane Billionaire books being done, so I'm not super prepared for it, but I know I can get it done. And this video is really kind of a big accountability video, but also I want to show what it's really like being an author, especially when you struggle with ADHD or with autism or with depression or something. It can be really hard to get on track. And so now I'm forcing myself to get on track and get these done, because I really don't want to keep canceling books or pushing them off. Because yes, you do see my content and you see me saying, here's what I do, here's what I do, here's what I do, here's this other thing, and I'm posting videos and I'm making content and all of this. But that's not all I do. I'm still writing books. I'm still writing and publishing books and making money from those books. And I understand that a lot of the stuff I post looks somewhat glamorous, not like the glamour-est, but not everything is super glamorous. It can be really stressful sometimes, but it's just something you kind of got to push through and you got to finish. You got to get the work done. I went ahead and sent out bonus scenes and early access scenes to my mailing list, because having a mailing list is so important, and I did not listen when I was publishing my first series, and I did not get a mailing list made for that first series. I was like, I'll just do a Facebook group. Horrible idea. So I didn't have a mailing list, and therefore my second series came out and nobody knew it existed, and nobody bought it because nobody knew it existed. So now I have a mailing list, and I've been sending stuff to my mailing list, keeping them updated, letting them know what's going on with these upcoming releases, and hopefully I can get back on track, get everything going, get everything working again. And then after these books are all done for March, I'm going to focus on the work that my agency wants me to finish, because they are going on sub, or I'm part of it. We are going on sub with a nonfiction book that I'm writing, and possibly with some other romance books for a traditional publisher, but we're going to kind of wait and see how that goes. But I just have so many books that I want to work on, and even now that I'm talking about these trad deal books that we're looking at, I'm sitting here oh, but I could just work on this one just for a day or two, it'd be fine. And I'm like, no, this book that I want to work on is candy, and I can't have the candy until I eat my dinner, which is writing books that I have been committed to writing for over a year now, closer to 2 years, honestly, for a lot of them. And again, if you want to learn more about publishing and marketing your books so that you actually make money from them, check out the link in the description, which shows how I've helped over 3,000 authors publish and market their books.